Hey guys, welcome back. Triggered Edge Tactical, back at it again. This is going to be part two of the unboxing. The Berlin Blade unboxing that I had yesterday, as a matter of fact, which was, I believe it was December 4th. December 4th, it's December 5th today, so this is part two. The Berlin Blade that I got was the December edition. 2000, and this is what I got, the survival mag that I got in. So this is part two. After looking at the magazine, what this is, it's a magazine for a AR-15, or equivalent to, and it's a survival magazine. So it has a bunch of survival stuff underneath. It's a 10-round magazine with the second bottom part being the survival part, and it took me a while to open it up. I at first glance, I thought it was a great idea. It's a cool idea, especially for someone who's outdoorsy, like me, to have stuff like that at hand. First thing is, it's less equipment I have to carry if I have a survival kit in with a magazine. What I got here is a standard M4 magazine. It's 5.56 magazine for AR-15. Actually, I got two of them here, so you can see by comparison, it's about the same size as a 30-round magazine, but it's only a 10-round capacity. This top part being the 10-round magazine, and it fits into an AR-15. That's what I have here, standard AR-15. This is actually the Smith & Wesson M&P AR-15. So we'll get to this here in just a bit, but this is the magazine that fits into this particular rifle. All right. Now, saying that, I had a tough time. You can see I left it a little unclipped. It's not clipped all the way because I want to be able to take it off and show you guys. I thought this would have a whole separate video just for this one item that I got in that Berlin Blade. Which at first, yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great concept. You have a 2-in-1. You have a survival kit, and you have an extra 10-round magazine. So we're going to go ahead and break it open. So the way it's supposed to work is you have little clips here on the side. I don't know if you can see that. That you're supposed to press in, and this is supposed to slide out. But it's not that easy because it's inside. So you got to grab like a I used like a flathead screwdriver on one side and another, like a hex tool, on the other side to kind of keep it pressed, keep it decompressed while I press the magazine and slid it out. I'm thinking maybe the more you use it, the easier it's going to get. But anyways, that's one of the problems that I had with this, is it's not really user friendly, and the easiest way to take it apart is like a two-man team. Like, one of you have to squeeze it together, and the other person has to like pry it apart. But having said that, if there was an easier way, it'd be a lot better to get this disassembled. But unfortunately, right now, it's not. That's just the way they are. So, anyways, let's go ahead and break this bad boy open and see what's inside. I haven't seen. So it looks like here we have like a hex tool to begin with. Looks like a can opener, and this is part of the magazine itself. Okay, so this is the clip holder that holds this top part, and as you can see, this is the magazine part that holds the rounds. This right here is a clip that holds the top parts at the bottom, which is also a multi-tool in itself. You have a flathead, some kind of hex tool, and looks like a can opener, and a couple of hooks, and there's some more stuff in there. Let me take it all out. Okay, so that is all that's in here. So first off, we'll start off with the matches. We have some waterproof matches, which is good to have during survival. So the thing about it is, I'm thinking you're out hunting, and I'm just throwing scenarios out here. If you're out hunting, you have your 10-round magazine in your rifle. Maybe you take a wrong turn out in the woods and end up lost. It's an area that you're not too familiar with, and you can't find your way back. You're out there for hours, nothing. It's starting to get dark. You don't know where you're at. Nobody knows where you're at. So you break into this, but my thing is it was so hard for me to break this open the first time. I spent a lot of time and energy. If I was out and this was my first time doing this, 30 minutes later, it would have been pitch black. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see the hand in front of my face. I mean, without a flashlight, of course. So, hey, this is for one of those scenarios, or maybe a shift scenario, if that ever happens. Shift scenario, we go blackout. We have no power, fumbling around. It will take a lot of time and energy just to break this thing open, just to get to the survival part. And that's what I was getting at. This is the survival instruments that are in this particular magazine, and we're going to go through them and check them out. We do have a compass. We have some tinder to start a fire with your waterproof matches. We also have some band-aids, cut scrapes, aqua tabs to purify water. So if you're near a stream and you're thirsty, you ran out of your canteen water, your Camelback's out. It's good to have some aqua tabs. And this looks like it's some kind of, what is this? Survival multi-tool. So we have a multi-tool in a multi-tool. And there you go. So it's another pocket multi-tool. And okay, so it has a saw. Cut some branches down to get a fire started with your tinder. And what is this? This looks okay. This is alcohol pads. So if you get a bad scrape while you're wandering around, maybe you fell and got scraped up, alcohol pads, band-aids. What is this little device? Oh, this is a knife. Okay, this is kind of cool though. Of course it's cool. It's a knife. Anything that's a knife is cool for me. So yeah, you got a survival knife. This is nice. I like this. Multi-tool survival knife. You always need a carry knife. This is cool. I like that. Got some safety clips. And looks like you got a rod there to start fires. You can actually use this as a fire starter, I'm thinking. And let me see if this works. I may be wrong, but looks like it may work. Anyways, we'll get to that later. Fishing hooks. So in case you don't grab any deer or any, boar, wild boar, or turkeys, whatever you'll be hunting out there, and while you're lost, you can always fish. So that's a good thing. Compass, just in case you know about where you're at, you want to make your way back. So this is all the survival equipment that comes in this magazine. These are the standard magazines that come with, well, actually one came with it. I had to buy the other one with the rifle that I have now. And I don't know if it works, but okay, first things first, with the rifle, we're just going to make sure that it is clear. My safety flag. And down the barrel, the rifle is clear. All right. No magazine, no rounds, no brass, no ammo. All right. So, standard magazine. So that's what your M4 would look like. Now, 10 round magazine. So I mean, it fits fine. The rounds fit in it perfectly. I don't want to put any rounds in it right now. I actually want to go and take it out to the range and do some range testing to see how good they are. I hadn't fired from this. These have a couple of hundred, maybe a couple of thousand rounds already through it. This particular rifle has maybe about 500 rounds. There's another rifle that I have, Ruger and DMPS that I fired a lot too. So that has maybe about 500, 600 rounds through it. So these magazines held up pretty well. I want to see how much this magazine can hold up. Or, I mean, it seems like it's functional. I did put bullets in the magazine, so it seems to be working fine. I just want to see if it causes any type of, I don't know, maybe some misfires or something, which I hope not. That's the only real issue that I had with this particular product, was the how hard it was to take these two apart. If there was an easier way to do it, it'd be great. I just don't know if I would use this going hunting. I mean, that doesn't really okay, first of all, if you're hunting deer or whatnot, 10 rounds is fine. The reason I have the 30 round ones is because there's a lot of, the part of Texas that I live in, we have a lot of boar, a lot of coyotes, and I have multiple targets. So I'm constantly, moving from one target to the next target to the next target, at a high rate. They move fast, and there's multiple targets at one time. So 10 rounds is sufficient if you're deer hunting, turkey hunting. If you're concentrating on one shot, yeah, that's sufficient. But if you're varmint hunting and you have multiple varmints out at one time, you're probably going to need a higher capacity just for multiple targets. So first of all, yeah, if I was deer hunting or whatnot, I would probably, or not even deer hunting, if I just had one target that I was concentrating on, I would, 10 rounds is sufficient, more than sufficient. I just don't know if I'll have use for the survival stuff, just because I have the same items in a smaller, well, not really as, just a small bag, and I could carry that like in my cargo pocket or in the back of my trousers or something, maybe a bag. I have a range bag here that I can carry out with me. So it seemed like a great idea at first, but the more I kind of looked into it, I'm just like, I just don't know if that's something that I personally would carry. It depends on your lifestyle, on what you do. If you're more of a survivalist and you just use this as maybe a backup, yeah, it'll work great. In fact, let's put everything together and see what it looks like with all this stuff back in it. I do like these multi-tools, though. I like this knife. This knife is awesome. I mean, it's not a bad product. I just don't know if I would have use for it. I mean, at first I was like, oh yeah, because I'm all about survival, right? I'm all about prepping. I'm all about having stuff when I need it. The only real downside I had with this is the amount of time and energy that it took for me to get this thing open. That was crazy. I said the better way to do it is like a two-man team. Got one person holding the clips down, while the second person pulled it out. So we're gonna put everything back together and see what it looks like when it's And the rifle, yeah, you have everything loaded in. Okay. Get the tinder. Now we're going to put it back together. Okay, so it's locked in place. So now, so that's what it looks like in the rifle, which is cool. It has the same profile as a regular 30 round magazine does. It's the same size. It's a cool idea. It's a cool concept. I just don't know if I would, you know, have a use for an item like this in my line of work, because I'm either doing something with maybe survival, camping, hunting and camping, but I usually have a range bag that I carry with me that has my survival equipment in it. I can maybe use this as a spare, maybe a backup, just in case something happens that I lose my equipment on the trail, and I just have backup, and I could use that in my magazine carrier with the rest of my magazines. So, but that's what I wanted to show you guys. So, I mean, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Is this something that you would use, or, you know, is this something that you wouldn't even pick up at the store? Me, basically, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I mean, the picture looks cool. Everything looks great about it. But it was just so hard for me to get this open. You know, it took me about 20-30 minutes to finally actually get it to where it opened and closed. Taking everything out of it, that I started having second thoughts. Then I was like, well, really, is this something that I would use? So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. This is it for the barrel and blade part 2. If you guys didn't catch part 1, yeah, go ahead and go back and catch that part 1. And weapon is clear. All right. I guess until next time I get another box, I'll see you guys in. All right, thanks.